Days of Our Lives emotional return to Salem for John's funeral. Victoria Konefel, the beloved actress who portrays Sierra Brady Weston, recently sat down with Soap Opera Digest to share stunning revelations about the return of her character, Sierra, alongside her husband, Ben Weston, Robert Scott Wilson, and their youngest child to Salem. This homecoming coincides with a somber event, the funeral of the iconic John Black, Drake Hodgson, and promises to stir deep emotions as the Brady and Weston families navigate love, loss, and the hope of reconnection. As Salem mourns one of its pillars, could this be the moment when Ben and Sierra's family finds a path to reunite for good? A family reunited amid tragedy. Salem has always been a place where the past and present collide, and the return of Ben and Sierra is no exception. The couple, affectionately known as CIN to their devoted fanbase, has been absent from the town's daily dramas for some time, having sailed off into the sunset to raise their family after a whirlwind of trials, including kidnappings, devilish plots, and near-death experiences. For Sierra, the funeral is a chance to reconnect with her roots, but it also marks a significant moment for her family. Victoria Konefel hinted that the event will be a turning point, not just for Sierra but for the entire Brady clan. It's overwhelming, coming back to Salem under these circumstances, Konefel shared in her Soap Opera Digest interview. Sierra's heart is heavy with grief, but there's also this spark of hope because she's bringing her family, Ben, little Bo, and their youngest, back to a place that means so much to them. The inclusion of Ben and Sierra's youngest child in this return adds a layer of intrigue. Fans last saw the couple welcoming their son, Bo Brady Weston, named after Sierra's father, during their adventures in Beyond Salem, Chapter 2. However, whispers of a second child, born off-screen, have circulated among fans, with mentions during Bo's 2023 return and Victor Kiriakis's funeral. Konefel's confirmation of this youngest child's presence in Salem suggests that the Weston family has grown, and their arrival could signal a new chapter for CIN in the town they once called home. Bo's miraculous awakening, a dream come true. The backdrop to this reunion is the miraculous recovery of Sierra's father, Bo Brady, Peter Reckel, whose return from a years-long coma has been nothing short of a soap opera miracle. Bo's journey back to Salem is a saga filled with twists worthy of Days of Our Lives' storied history. Presumed dead after a brain tumor diagnosis, Bo was secretly kept in stasis by the villainous Megan Hathaway, Miranda Wilson. Revived and cured, he fell under Megan's mind control, leading to a tragic confrontation where his son, Sean Brady, Brandon Beamer, shot him to protect Hope, Christian Alfonso. The incident plunged Bo into a coma, leaving his family in limbo for years. Konefel described the emotional weight of Bo's awakening for Sierra, who was just a teenager when she first believed her father was gone. There was so much joy, Konefel told Soap Opera Digest. It was overwhelming. It was surreal, and I don't think Sierra ever expected to feel that again. The actress painted a vivid picture of a daughter who had endured repeated heartbreak, clinging to fading hopes of her father's return. Sierra didn't think Bo would come back to them, Konefel added. There were moments when it seemed possible, but those hopes were always dashed. So, for him to finally wake up is a dream come true. Bo's return is not just a personal triumph for Sierra but a beacon of hope for the entire Brady family. Hope, Bo's steadfast partner, never wavered in her belief that he would come back, even when others in Salem whispered that her optimism was delusional. Hope believed in the magical power of love, Konefel explained, her voice warm with admiration for the character's resilience. Everyone was so happy that he was back, but for Sierra, it's like getting a piece of her heart restored. The emotional stakes of John's funeral as Bo's awakening brings joy. John Black's funeral casts a shadow over Salem, reminding residents of the fragility of life. John, a former ISA agent, private investigator, and devoted husband to Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, was a larger-than-life figure whose adventures shaped the town's history. His death, as reported in recent spoilers, is a tragic twist that rocks Salem to its core, drawing back familiar faces to pay their respects. For Sierra, the loss is deeply personal. John was a close friend of her parents, and his steady presence was a constant in her turbulent life. Conifal hinted that Sierra's return for the funeral will be a moment of reflection. Sierra's been through so much. Losing her father, then getting him back, only to face another loss with John, she said. It makes her think about what matters most: family, love, and holding on to the people you care about. The funeral scenes, expected to air in early June 2025, promise to be a masterclass in soap opera emotion, with tearful eulogies, heartfelt reunions, and the potential for long-buried secrets to surface. For Ben, the return to Salem is equally complex. Once known as the necktie killer, Ben has fought hard to redeem himself, finding love and purpose with Sierra. His return alongside his wife and children marks a full-circle moment, as he faces a town that once shunned him. Ben's nervous about coming back, Conifal admitted. Salem holds a lot of memories, good and bad. But he's doing it for Sierra, for their kids, and to honor John, who always believed in second chances. Will the Weston family stay in Salem? The burning question on every fan's mind is whether Ben and Sierra's return will be permanent. The couple's history is a tapestry of dramatic exits and triumphant comebacks, often dictated by Conifal's recurring status on the show and Wilson's dual role as Alex Kyriakis. Recent changes behind the scenes, including the departure of head writer Ron Carlivati and the arrival of new writers Paula Quickly and Jean-Marie Ford, suggest that fresh storylines could pave the way for CIN to reclaim their place in Salem. Conifal's comments fuel speculation that the Weston family's return could extend beyond the funeral. Sierra's grown so much since she left Salem, she noted. She's a mother now, a wife, and she's carrying the Brady legacy forward. There's so much potential for her and Ben to explore new stories here. The actress also teased the dynamic of introducing their youngest child to Salem's chaotic world. It's a challenge, bringing kids into a place like Salem, she laughed. You never know what's around the corner: villains, schemes, or even the occasional possession. Fans are particularly eager to see how Ben and Sierra's children, little Beau and their mysterious youngest, will fit into the Brady family's next generation. Social media posts on X have buzzed with excitement, with users like @BopeSuperCouple celebrating the family reunion and @It'sNaom praising the emotional depth of Sierra and Beau's scenes together. The inclusion of the youngest child, whose name and gender remain undisclosed, adds a layer of anticipation. Could this child inherit the adventurous spirit of their parents or become entangled in Salem's never-ending dramas? A legacy of love and resilience at its core, the return of Ben and Sierra is a testament to the enduring power of family in days of our lives. The Brady family, with its rich history of love, sacrifice, and redemption, is the heartbeat of the show, and Sierra embodies that legacy. Her journey, from a rebellious teenager to a devoted mother, mirrors the resilience of her parents, Beau and Hope, whose love story captivated audiences for decades. Ben, too, carries a legacy of transformation, having overcome his dark past to build a life with Sierra. Conifal's passion for the storyline is palpable, and her insights offer a glimpse into the emotional depth awaiting viewers. This is about more than just coming back for a funeral, she said. It's about healing, reconnecting, and figuring out what the future holds for Sierra, Ben, and their kids. Salem's always been home, even when it's messy. Her words resonate with the show's older audience, who have followed the Brady family through decades of triumphs and tragedies. As Salem prepares to bid farewell to John Black, the return of Ben, Sierra, and their children offers a glimmer of hope amid the grief. Will the Weston family find a reason to stay, weaving their story into the fabric of Salem's future? Or will this be another fleeting visit, leaving fans yearning for more? One thing is certain. Days of Our Lives continues to deliver the heart-pounding drama and heartfelt moments that have kept viewers tuning in for over half a century. For now, fans can look forward to the emotional spectacle of John's funeral, the joy of Beau's reunion with his family, and the promise of new adventures for Ben and Sierra. As Connafel put it, Salem's never dull, and neither is the Brady family. So, grab your tissues, settle in, and prepare for a journey back to the heart of Days of Our Lives. Salem has always been a town where family matters. Whether you're a Horton, a Brady, a Hernandez, or a DiMera, your roots tend to pull you back, especially in times of grief. Thursday's episode of Days of Our Lives takes us into the heart of that truth. With John Black's funeral on the horizon, old wounds are reopened, relationships are tested, and a few long-awaited returns breathe hope into troubled homes. But more than anything, this episode is about the power of being present. How just showing up for the people we love can sometimes mean more than saying the perfect words. Let's take a closer look at what happened on June 5th, and why this particular episode speaks volumes about love, loss, and what it means to come home. A kitchen full of tension and tears, Gabby and Ariana face their grief. The episode opens in the warm but slightly tense kitchen of the Hernandez house. Gabby Hernandez kneels beside her daughter, Ariana Horton, trying to console her as they both process the loss of John Black, a man who, even if not related by blood, was a pillar in their family's life. John wasn't just a great-grandfather figure to Ari, he was a symbol of steady love and moral clarity, something that's been in short supply in Ari's recent world. And Gabby knows it. She reaches out to comfort her daughter, but Ari isn't so easily soothed. They begin to talk about Will Horton, Ari's father and Gabby's ex, and how upset he is that Ari has moved in with Leo Stark, a decision that neither Gabby nor Will can make peace with. Gabby doesn't try to hide her disapproval. Leo gave me a Celine Dion CD, Ari says, rolling her eyes. Dude, do I look like I used to have a CD player? Her sarcasm is an armor against the real issue, a growing disconnect from her father and her mother alike. Ariana wishes she could fix things with Will, but her uncertainty spills out as frustration. Gabby tells her that just being around is enough, for Will, for her, for everyone who loves her. But she also warns her daughter, you can't keep disappearing when things get hard. That line hits a nerve, and suddenly, mother and daughter are fighting again. The grief, the tension, the years of complicated family history, it all boils over. The moment that changes the tone, Rafe comes home just as the argument threatens to spiral beyond repair. The front door opens. In walks Rafe Hernandez, Gabby's older brother, Ariana's uncle, and the glue that has held their family together through more storms than most can count. Ari's expression transforms the moment she sees him. She jumps up from her chair and runs into his arms, burying her face in his chest. It's a simple but deeply emotional moment, one that reminds us of the comfort only family can bring in the darkest of times. Rafe, ever the dependable protector, tells them he was allowed to leave his police training and duties early in order to attend John's funeral. For a man of duty, that decision says everything. Family comes first. Lingering regrets and unspoken worries after Ari heads out to get some fresh air and a coffee in the town square, Gabby slumps into a kitchen chair, the weight of the day pressing down hard on her. She admits something many mothers will understand. I don't even know my daughter anymore. Rafe sits down beside her. His voice is calm, steady, the same way it was when they were kids growing up in a much rougher world. He reminds Gabby that she doesn't have to do it all alone. He's back in Salem for a while. His assignment from the Bureau's Chicago office has given him the flexibility to stay close to home. But his return isn't just about family dinners and funeral attendance. He's also come back with a specific mission. To find a missing memory card from the night E.J. DiMera was shot. Secrets, suspicions, and the search for the truth. When Rafe mentions the memory card, Gabby immediately suspects Leo Stark might have taken it. Leo has always been slippery, and in her eyes, he has plenty of motivation to cover his tracks. But Rafe isn't so quick to agree. He's not convinced Leo is behind it, but he does ask a direct, difficult question: is there anything on that memory card that could incriminate you, Gabby? It's a moment of tension between siblings who've always had each other's backs. Gabby swears she didn't shoot EJ. She insists she never even went into the house. She says she only heard him arguing with another man, someone she couldn't identify, and then fled the scene before anything else happened. Still, Rafe has to ask the next logical question: if someone did shoot EJ and then found the hidden camera that recorded the argument, would they have taken the memory card to cover their tracks? If so, any chance of proving what really happened that night might already be lost. Gabby looks away, clearly shaken. Not because she's guilty, but because she knows how quickly stories can be twisted in Salem. If the evidence is gone, and someone points a finger at her, how will she prove her innocence? Family first, even in the eye of a storm. Despite the cloud of suspicion hanging in the air, the episode closes on a quiet note between Rafe and Gabby. He squeezes her hand, reminding her that he believes her. He's not just here to ask tough questions. He's here to protect her, to guide her, and maybe, just maybe, to help keep this family from falling apart. In a world full of betrayals and secrets, Rafe's loyalty is a rare, comforting truth. Final reflections for longtime fans. Thursday's episode was a poignant reminder of what Days of Our Lives does best. It takes the familiar settings, like a cluttered kitchen in the Hernandez home, and fills them with emotion, history, and layers of unspoken love. For viewers who have been watching since Gabby was a teenager and Rafe was Salem's newest detective, this storyline is a masterclass in long-term character development.